Jezebel removes article about hiring witches to curse Charlie Kirk, published 2 days before he was assassinated. What do you know? So, I'm going to say it again, this is the importance of needing to be saved. There was an article published by the feminist news site Jezebel titled, "We Paid Some Etsy Witches to Curse Charlie Kirk Just Days Before Conservative Activist Charlie Kirk Was Assassinated." In the article, the author detailed paying multiple witches on Etsy to place curses on Kirk, including spells to make everyone hate him and other hexes intended to disrupt his daily life in minor ways. The tone of the piece was satire and aimed to critique Kirk's online influence, with the author clarifying they did not wish serious harm. After Kirk's shooting, Jezebel added an editor's note condemning the violence and removed the article author's byline, emphasizing they do not support or encourage political violence. The article sparked significant controversy and outrage for its timing and content. One of the witches involved later spoke out, saying in their view, spells and magic can bring profound change, but did not claim responsibility for Kirk's death. Jezebel faced backlash for appearing to have commissioned symbolic curses just days before the tragic event, although the site condemned the assassination strongly and framed the article as dark satire rather than an endorsement of harm. It's sad because this is a real thing, okay? And I've done videos recently. Oh, sorry, fruit fly. I've done videos recently about how King James the First wrote a book called Demonology, and in that book it's hard to read in a way because he's taking both sides of the argument. The people that say it's ridiculous and there's no need to worry about witchcraft, and then so he's playing both sides to prove his case of the danger of witchcraft, because he said it was a danger to the monarchy, to the government. He's right. Several outlets had covered this. So yeah, feminists paid witches to curse Charlie Kirk 2 days before the assassination. So yeah, some of the things they did was burn a picture of Charlie Kirk and all these different rituals. And then what they do is they say, oh, it's just satire. This is the kind of stuff they did to King James the First. They did. That's why. And then what did the universities in our modern day say? Is that this is all nonsense. No, this is not nonsense. And this is the reason that this watered down version of Jesus is that's happened is bad. But I mean, Jesus told you this is where you were living. He didn't tell it to you to scare you, but this was the need for why you needed to be saved. Look, if you think that every great Christian, like they're trying to turn Charlie Kirk into the modern day Christ or something, they would not be assassinated if they had the Holy Spirit within them. Having the Holy Spirit doesn't mean you won't face hardships. Having the Holy Spirit doesn't mean that the wicked isn't going to throw obstacles in your way and try to trip you up and try to make, isn't going to persecute you. Jesus made it clear every Christian would go through that. If you're truly walking his walk, that's what's going to happen. Now, many people would say, well, if Charlie was on the bad side, why would the witches be trying to attack him? Well, because they were feminists. It's the radical left, but these are people that are on the radical left. I mean, there's still the radical left that hates Charlie Kirk, not realizing that he's just serving the ultimate wicked one. Doesn't care what side he has to get a hold of. He's responsible for both radical sides, this radical side and that radical side. They do this to reinforce that he's some, Christian. And I'm not saying he was. I'm just saying he wasn't saved. And what happens is, because this world has watered down Jesus's word, these people come along and think it's okay to just talk the talk and not walk the walk. And the problem is then what the wicked in this world do is, if those people are assassinated, nobody says, well, they shouldn't have been, because they shouldn't have been. There's nothing God doesn't know about that's going on here. There's nothing God can't intervene in. And again, just because you have the Holy Spirit in you, it doesn't mean that you won't face sickness and you won't face death. But you won't face assassination because you're speaking. No, that was the apostles. That was their generation. I'm most specifically talking about leaders. Leaders and big political influencers. No way God would let it happen. No way. What's the point to the Holy Spirit then? I'm trying to say that, like, if you want to believe that, then what is the point? Because it is your protector. It is your advocate. It is your helper. It does many things for you. It's more of your agent, your AI agent, than AI. You know, your AI assistant is a better one than AI, okay? So people what has happened is people are assassinated and they're raised up as saints. And people and then the rest of everybody's life is, oh, this person was a saint. And it's like, no, that doesn't mean that everybody that is murdered, I'm trying to say, no, I'm talking about big political people in big political roles and leaders. That's the key difference here. It's sad. It's sad. I mean, Charlie Kirk just should have. I just don't think many people think that knowing God is a big deal. And when you're dealing with politics, you have these people that get these young people. Candace, they were all groomed. And I feel bad that happened, but they could keep doing this stuff. Okay? Because what they're doing is wicked too. Maybe that's what confuses people, is that, well, if the wicked is trying to take Charlie Kirk out, then Charlie Kirk isn't the one that's wicked. No, don't. He's likely somebody that probably just doesn't believe all that much in witchcraft, okay? Or maybe he does. I know he talked about it. But it's too hard to really know what was true with him. Because he still had the heart of stone. And there's so many, as Jesus said, there's so many false prophets that have gone out, and he said there'll be many more. And there's so many, and people just believe what they say. You have to test the spirits. Not just this, the Holy Spirit. You have to test the spirits. Jesus didn't want you to just go by what people say. He did not. That's why he said test the spirits. So it doesn't mean that God supports what happened to Charlie Kirk. No way. No way. Wrath will rain down for it. But he would much rather be able to intervene. But in order to do that, people can't just talk the talk. And I think there's a lot of people, especially because they're obsessed with politics, they're so obsessed with control over people that they play like they're Christians, and they're not. And the number one church, when you are really just up to no good, to run into and hide and say, I'm a Christian, is the Catholic one. Candace proves that every day. It is. That's the one to go to, and we've held it up as Christian, and there's nothing you can do about it. All of this stuff, there's nothing, at the witchcraft, the Catholic Church, there's nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? Some of the stuff you can't. This is the reason. This is the need why we need God. Yeah. So this stuff is real.